What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action. In the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Loki, is everyone's favorite Loki player. His name is Kaboo. His opponent today, in the red color, playing as Uranus. He's everyone's favorite Uranus player, Jack the Rat 90. I don't know why he's called the Rat, but apparently he's called Jack the Rat, so we're just going to lock it in. We're on the map step. I warn you guys. Go grab a beverage. A tasty beverage. Go get a nice little cheeky snackaroonie. Come back. Make yourself comfortable. It's Shoutcast Sunday. And this is what we live for. This game here is going to be an absolute cracker. Alrighty. So, Loki versus Uranus. I actually don't have a fantastic grasp on this matchup. However, if you ask any of the hashtag Uranus mains, they'll say Uranus is weak. If you ask any of the hashtag Loki mains, they'll say hashtag Loki is weak. Man, if you ask any of the Egyptian mains, they'll say Egyptian is weak. If you ask any of the Greek mains, they'll say Greek is weak. If every god is weak, no god is weak. And these guys are going to show you exactly why in this game, I'm sure. Temple coming down for Jack 90 on the top. I have to imagine he's going to be going through Oceanus in this one. Prometheus is an option a lot of the time, but against Norse, the only way to make Prometheus work is to give the entirety of the map over to the Norse player early on, which is really, really tough for an Uranus player to actually want to have happen. You want the space for the oracles. You want the ability to move around the map for your sky passages. What else do you want? I don't know. Basically, you just don't want to. You don't want to give up. You don't want to concede map in terms for trying to make a death ball. In other words. Meanwhile, Temple up for Kaboo, and we do have the Oceanus on the way for Jack. No surprises. It's quite quick here. Jack was a proponent of the Economic Guild hand axe pickaxe opening against Norse. But he seems to have grown. And he says, you know what? No, that's not what we need here. We need to go to a pretty quick advance time. We need to get our double military academies up, or whatever they're called, military barracks up immediately to start pumping out Mermillo. Has to be the option here for Jack 90. On the other side, the thing with for Kaboo is that he loves a good Hersur spam. If he can get his Hersur spam off, you know he's going to go for it. He's a big fan. But against double military barracks, you can't really go for a Hersur spam. You have to get barracks down. You have to get throw an axeman out. Which then in turn gives the Uranus player some options here. For example, option number 1. Carnivora on top of the Thrown Axeman. Option number 2. Shockwave on the Thrown Axeman to allow the Mermillos to clean up all of the Hersur that are getting built before the Thrown Axeman can really get engaged in the fight. And then option number 3 is to Carnivora the Throwing Axeman, in turn shockwaving the Throwing Axeman back into the Carnivora. Now, we will be seeing immediately. Caladria looking for some stuff. There is a cheeky little Murmillo scouting everything out. And Gaboo has opened up with his stock standard Great Hall, which will give Jack a bit of an advantage going early on in this game.
Yeah.
Sniping a cheeky Gatherer over here. Not quite able to pick it off as the Murmillo going to be retreating. Jack's Murmillo coming in here, trying to snipe the Hersa. Let's get a little bit of damage done, but there is going to be options for dropping a healing spring, which he does do. And now Gaboo pulls back into his town center. He's got these chickens on the front here. That's going to be nice. Over onto this side, one Hersa does end up losing its life here. Not the best start for Gaboo. You really don't want to be losing a single Hersa. However, for the moment here, Jack finished up with his hunt in his main base. He's going to drop a Sky Passage and actually jump onto goats early on here. A little bit surprising to see that, to be honest. Could go onto chickens. He could go onto the berries, but he just wants to get the Sky Passage in the middle, so it's nice and safe for his villagers and all the other good stuff. As Eyes in the Forest coming through for Gaboo, so he can see just a little bit more of the map as he's running around. Still pumping out those Hersa for the time being. Does not have a barracks down just yet. Couple of random goats over onto this side as well as Murmillo with the spy on top of it. I love that spy there from Gaboo. He will be in a good position to defend. However, Jack is in two different spots. So if he does get caught out over here, he's going to have to know, well, this group here has a spy on it. And he can think about how he's going to deal with that. No Caladria on this spot will allow some serious damage to come in. The units over here sitting, waiting, watching. But there are a handful of Hersa and a Berserk over on this spot from Gaboo to defend. As the Carnivora gets dropped down, eats up a Berserk. Does it eat Berserk? Yeah, eats up a Berserk. Not the best of Carnivora usages there from Jack. That's going to get cleaned up. The villagers will get back to work. Longhouse coming up over onto this side. Jack's now out into the center of the map now. He can start with his crazy Sky Passage shenanigans here as well. Whenever he feels like it, he's got the option to go into some more things later on. He's got his economic guild up now as well. Wants to grab himself that pickaxe and all the other good stuff that comes from that. His watchtowers is through from Gaboo. And Gaboo's been locked off the map now. He's not able to get his hunt. Jack is sitting over onto this position, denying this. He's over here, denying this. And thanks so much for the subscription there. Adto XO Ty. I appreciate you, my friend. I don't know how to say your name, but I appreciate you. That's the Murmillo over here getting caught. Getting caught out. Nice micro from Gaboo to keep his Hersa alive. Shockwave onto the Hersa there is... That's a good trade there for Gaboo. He gets to just retreat, heal up. Both players heal up, but Jack is down. A free Shockwave. As the Murmillo at the top, getting caught. Might end up falling here. Every little bit of damage counts from the side of Gaboo. As medium infantry gets in and he keeps it alive with 1 HP. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, he's so close. He had the Caladria. He missed it. Nonetheless, Hersa to pull back now. A town center coming through for Gaboo, but that is spotted immediately from Jack. All the Murmillo heroes in the world out of position. Town center. He's just going to say, all right, you spotted me. No worries. We'll just run. That's the Murmillo. Getting sniped. Will he kill it? Yes, he does. And he gets a Draugr here. Meanwhile, over onto this side, the Hero Murmillo's charging in. Caladria gets sent out of the range of everything. Town Center getting some damage down onto a medium Murmillo over here. Not a Hero Murmillo, just the medium one. Keeps it alive for the time being. Retreats out. Might be able to snipe it with the tower. Does manage to do so. So a nice little trade there. Tower for Murmillo. Goldmine's got 658 gold left on it. However, Gaboo uses this opportunity here to put some pressure back over onto Jack. As Gabu going to be pulling back into his main base. He's got himself Bragi on the way. Now the Oracle's coming through for Jack. He says, all right, we've locked Gabu into his main base. It's time to get a little bit something going on here. Now is the scary part, though, for Jack, because he's not going to have access to Chaos. There's going to be a potential flaming weapons coming for him. But he does manage to knock off this gold mine for a little bit, which is a big deal. As Gabu trying to hold over onto this spot, retreating. That troll looks like it will end up falling here, unfortunately. Villagers a little bit out of position. Got to get back over onto that gold mine here. Gabu is so good at just staying alive. I mean, for me, I'm just like, I need to get these villagers back to work. I've got to get these villagers back to work. But Gabu says, let's just wait for the chaos to leave. Keep our villagers alive. We'll get back onto the gold mine when we possibly can. And we'll just say that's fine. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, another longhouse to come down. There's a lot of resources in the bank now for Gabu. I don't think Gabu is thinking at the moment that he needs to go and win the game right now. I think he's thinking, how can I expand out to get another gold mine? As the Mamilla heroes coming through here. Snipes one. Does it go down? Yes, one goes down there. Every little bit matters here. On the other side, we see Hyperion queued up. Jack turns around. This is not what he wanted to have happen here. A Valkyrie spawns, and now only 3 hero Mamillos remaining. Mamillo's coming over onto this side. Going to be looking to hit the wood line yet again. And the Mamillos do come through. I'll pick off 1 villager, 2 villager. And they're going to have to get out of there. Nice little raid from Jack there as Gabu says, okay, we'll get our gold mine secured. We're still good here. We are behind on villagers. But that's nothing different to normal in this matchup. Hasn't really lost a huge amount. However, there's 6 oracles out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are overlapping each other, so they're not the most. They're not placed the best. But with the hill fort up, Gabu's in a good spot. I'd love to see this walled off as well, just to prevent any sort of random raids from getting around and hitting the villages, or like a shockwave to send the villagers over here, and then he cuts them all off or something like that. But nonetheless, great haul coming up for Gabu. Up to the top here. Medium Mamillos. Hanging out.
Bullred.
Over onto this side. The Mamillos swinging in. Going to be able to lock everything off here. Good defense from Jack as Gabu not quite able to make a whole lot done there. But now with Hyperion in, you almost can't click flaming weapons, but also Jack kind of can't click chaos. If he does want to click it, then that leaves open a flaming weapons a little bit later. Now you could click chaos, take some damage, have a sky passage behind, flaming weapons comes through, drop through the sky passage, retreat elsewhere, and then come back in and take a fight after the flaming weapons finishes. But still. 2 TC, going to be through for Jack. He's got gold mines here. He's got a sky passage coming up over onto this side as the citizen's making its way over there. Now Gabu grabbing his town center. It's going to be 2 town centers apiece. And I think after all is said and done, like it's 48 to 40. Gabu's in a fantastic spot here. Lots and lots of Mamillos out. And a whole bunch of Contarius to come through for Jack as well. Now for the moment here, Gabu is almost preparing to deal with Arcus, which aren't coming. In fact, we're seeing full hero Contarius on the way. Now, these guys move really quickly. 6.1 speed. They got that heal as well, so they can sit underneath the town center for a while, juking around. Gaboo now moving out on the map in search of a little something here. Will he run into these Kontarius? Yes, he does. Thought about retreating for the moment there, but we'll at least be able to snipe a Hersa. Oh, no. Good defense there from Gaboo. And behind this, Murmillo's getting heroized as well. And this army is so strong. So strong for Jack. Once you get heavy infantry, you get this technology in, which gives that heal. Once you see that little plus on the heroes, these things just become really, really tough to kill. The trolls become somewhat useless as well, because you get a full army of heroes, so those aren't going to be worth building. You see walls coming up as well for Jack to protect everything over onto the right-hand corner there. A couple of Arcus now starting to come in as well, but they don't have any upgrades just yet. A little bit of a raid coming through. Is Gaboo not paying attention? We'll start taking some damage here. He does have himself that survival equipment technology. In fact, he's also got that relic as well that helps the villagers regen, no? Oh no, he's under the healing spring. Nonetheless, a couple of Herdmen are out to try and chase down the Jack. Kontarius over onto this side. Herso looking to hit this position, but very easy defense from Jack there by popping through. Defends. There's a throw an axeman. Wander forward. And try and at least snipe the sky passage over here. And stop the easy movement around the map ever so slightly. Kontarius getting chased. Those Herman hurt. Does he have the upgrade? I think he does. 6.4 bonus damage there. Meanwhile, Jack is full pop. Does have favor to drop everything. More heroes getting converted. Arcus getting converted. Murmillo's getting converted. Just trying to spend every little bit of resource here to make this army as strong as he possibly can. As the army charges forward, Carnivora gets dropped down. Gaboo trying to pull back, but there's that shockwave as the retreat just does not work out all too well. The army of Gaboo gets somewhat erased here. As Gaboo pulls, getting himself out the right units now. He needs Thrown Axeman, he needs Herdman, he needs a good defensive position. There's just so many units in for Jack at the moment. No chaos getting dropped. Does not need it, it looks like. Meanwhile, the dwarves going down over here. Pulling off the gold mine. Trying to snipe those as best as possible. And there's the chaos to come down, which Gaboo is waiting for. It gives about 3 minutes of flaming weapons over to Gaboo, but he drops it immediately. Is this going to be enough to hold this position? We'll have to wait and see. There's 5.1k of military resource value here. Galadriel gets sniped as it's floating there. Takes the town center down and will, simply put, just pull back now. But I imagine immediately the town center will come back up for Gaboo here. Meanwhile, Jack's on 3 town centers. There's going to be 3 town centers for Gaboo as well momentarily, I'm sure. There's more military barracks coming down. And Jack trying to get his army back up to full population here. Still doing the AOM campaign. Get that one done. It's a lot of fun. Now Jack's just gonna pull off. He's done damage. He says, I don't need a win right now. Let's just retreat. We'll get some more things going. Town center coming up for Gaboo. Now the Contarius swinging around this way. Hillfort is up from Gaboot. He is slowly claiming more of the map. Does he have crenellations? No crenellations in here. Does mean that these Contarius heroes can basically float in underneath this base for quite some time. But the Herdman coming over here for a little bit of a defense. Get a couple of smacks. We'll be able to snipe one. Nope. Manages to pull out of there as now the units coming into the front here. They've got that sky passage on the front. And all of a sudden, life is going to be very, very challenging here for Gaboo. Where's the rest of his army chasing those Mamillo heroes around? Village is falling here as Jack is all over Gaboo at the moment. Getting a whole bunch of villager snipes. Pulling back out. The Murmillo heroes coming over onto this side as well. But there are some units sitting, waiting, watching here. And they will end up sniping the remnants of the army. Just a little bit of pain coming through for the time being. But this Murmillo here, look at it go. It's so strong. But it does end up falling. Over onto this side, Gaboo also saying, I can't quite take this fight. But he is keeping himself competitive in this game. Let's have a little quick look at the economic upgrades. No bow saw, but he has irrigation. He's got sharp one. On the other side, no bow saw and irrigation is coming through. So a slight advantage in terms of economic upgrades for Gaboo. Question is, what do you do with this favor as Loki? Well, you've got an extra healing spring, extra flaming weapons. If your opponent's spamming heroes out, then yeah, you just use your god powers on or your favor on god powers, right? Now, obviously, there's going to be the chaos there, so you have to be careful, but still. I feel like you can sort of track it because he's going to be using it on cooldown now if he takes any fights. Because he doesn't expect to see another flaming weapons. Meanwhile, up onto the top side of the map, Stray Citizen. Can't leave that Citizen over here. That's going to be a pain in the backside of Gaboo here. As Gaboo charges forward, but as soon as the army gets close, Jack just pulls back, repositions Carnivora onto the back line here. And Gaboo will need to pull back. Shockwave onto those units as well. It's so brutal. Arca's coming through, and he cleans up yet another army of Gaboo. Meanwhile, Helios, they got a choice here for Jack. Rather than going for Heke, which makes some sense, but he's got so many Arcas. He can grab that technology Halo of the Sun, which boosts up the Arcus and the Fire Siphon, but the Arcus range going up. These guys have already got 21 range. They go up to 22 range, I believe. Meanwhile, the walls going up over here. Got double markets for Gaboo. Walls coming up to the top side as well for Jack as he's claiming the rest of the map. Now, Mythic Age is in for Gaboo. He's got that tier. He drops the Thimble Winter in. I was thinking another cast of Gaboo's. He doesn't like Thimble Winter. He doesn't like going tier. He much prefers the Hell. But in this situation, Thimble Winter will get some serious damage onto this Jack army. Or economy, so that he can actually get some damage onto the army here. As Chaos gets dropped down. Does unlock a flaming weapons here. Got to get that favor in though. Needs another 40-ish favor to be able to drop a flaming weapons. But then there's going to be Vortex to just simply run away from it. There's a hill fort coming through for Gaboo. Up onto this side, little cheeky raid gets dealt with. We just have to wait for the Jack Mythic Age here as well, as double hill forts coming in for Gaboo. Helios comes in and Jack immediately queues up Halo of the Sun, getting his technologies in. So you look at this. It's an extra 1 range plus 10% bonus damage. And all of a sudden those heavy Arcus, which are pretty strong to be honest, get really, really, really strong. Plus, you get the Sky Passages to sort of walk around. Now, I was kind of the opinion, like, why would I ever go Helios if I'm playing Uranus? Because I can just use the Sky Passages to teleport. But realistically, the reason why is Arcus. Arcus plus Sky Passage? You don't even need a God Power. These things are insane. They're so strong. We'll see if Gaboo can work it out. As the Arcus are now in the right position here. Realistically here, the right way to play, I think, on the side of Gaboo is building based. He's got to get buildings set up and then push an area. Centamanus tanking up for a little bit here as Gaboo's got to pull back. He's got himself that trade route started. 96 gold a trip up onto the top side as well. Jack's going for his own trade route. There is a gold mine in the middle of the map. But Jack's got a little bit of gold left over here before he needs it, and over here in the center of the map as well. Now, the Arcus with 22 range, they can snipe that hill fort, get himself that burning pitch technology, and they can deal some serious damage here. There's a fire siphon out for Jack. Now going to start burning down the hill fort from range. As Gaboo has to say, all right, no worries. I will repair. But Jack's sniping units left, right, and center. Hill fort coming up over here for Jack. For Gaboo. And this is what he needs to do, but he needs to deal with that fire siphon somehow. At the moment, it's 26 Huskal versus 34 Arcus heroes. But these are like longbows from like Age of Empires 2 or Age of Empires 4, right? Those Arcus, they do crazy damage. They sit from range. They're amazing. Great usage of walls here as well. Impossible to engage those Arcus at the moment. Gaboo needs to figure out a different place to attack here. He absolutely needs to figure out a different place to attack here. Shockwave gets dropped down. Arcus popping in and out. All those fire siphons will now fall. There's no siege in at the moment for Gaboo, but he doesn't need to care about the palace. He's got basically pure Huskal charging in over here. He does drop down that Carnivora, popping from one side of the Sky Passage to the other side here. Sniping the Sky Passage is probably your best bet. It's got 600 HP, and then you can clean up those Arcus. And Jack can't really afford to rebuild this army at the moment. Gaboo's got a lot of idle units over here. He's got to get those to come through. There is no tech in for Jack just yet. No advanced fortifications. He's going after the palace. These Huskal do have bonus damage versus buildings with bravery. So it's totally fine for him to charge in here and get this done. And as the Sky Passage over here going to be going down, and following that, he will be able to charge after these Arcus. But the numbers for Gaboo are slowly dwindling. Vortex gets dropped over here as another palace comes through, and all of a sudden Gaboo goes, oh, I can't keep pushing there. I'm going to have to go elsewhere. And elsewhere he does decide to go. If I can't kill the army, maybe I just need to go kill something else here. As he's going to move straight up to the top side. The Mamillo's chasing as the Sky Passage is getting built. There is a Sky Passage over here for Jack. But the town center is going to get torn down here. Chaos gets dropped. Is that going to be enough? As Gaboo needs to click back onto the town center. He doesn't go for it. All the army up here for Gaboo does end up falling, it looks like. Town center lives for a little bit longer. But into the middle, Gaboo is coming. I want to see watchtowers. I want to see hill forts. On the other side for Jack, he needs to figure out a way to stop that. So fire siphons. He's got the fire siphons as well, though. Walls coming up over onto this side as the army decides, all right, let's see if we can get in here. Throw an axe in to deal with those Murmillos. There's no Arcus heroes on the top at the moment as the army charges over here. A sky passage to come through right on top of the town center to defend. As the Arcus are going to pop through. More units coming up to the top. Still not getting these buildings up. We see a sky passage over onto this side as well. And Gaboo is not able to break through just yet. Jack's defense, so far in this game, on point. He's a throwing axeman cleaning up. A couple of Murmillo over here. A couple of throwing axemen going down. Huskal. Get pulled. Because they're going to charge over here and try and take out those Arcus heroes. Oh, there's just too many Arcus there for the time being. I mean, both players have kind of got infinite gold at the moment. See the trade route sort of just walking through the center of the map here. The hill forts are in. I want to see him getting close up onto this spot so he can start sieging this down. Do we see any siege? Do I have a portable ram in or two? The Jack is just playing full turtle mode at the moment. He's not actually managing to make any ground back elsewhere. That's the problem. It's the problem with what Jack's playstyle is right now. Jack needs to get something done. He has Vortex to make it happen. He's got a Sky Passage on the front here to start pushing forward. Potentially some like Fire Siphon or something. Diving through here to come into here. Some Palace coming up onto this side. Jack doesn't have the resources for that just yet. At the moment, he's got himself 23 Llama Caravans only. He's not spamming them out. Still got a little bit of gold left. As Gaboo charging in with this army here. He's got to be careful with just face tanking all those Arcus. But then again, he's got so many units queued up. He's actually making Fenris Wolf Broods here. I don't know if I like that. He's got access to flaming weapons, which would be really, really helpful here. Obviously, Jack's also got access to Chaos. But every time Gaboo pushes forward, he's not able to keep going. I don't mind him doing this, but while he attacks with this, he needs to be getting things up over here, over here, over here, and breaking into this base. That absolutely needs to happen here. So Murmillo's getting cleaned up. But that Arcus ball sitting here. And you guys, there's the answer now for Gaboo. This is what he needs. Towers, he doesn't have access to that very, very important technology. What's it called? Safeguard, because he didn't go through Heimdall. But still, towers, hill forts. Hill forts are probably the better bet than watchtowers for Norse. If you max out on hill forts, then start going in with the watchtowers. How much damage on the Arcus ball? It's got 17,000 on this Arcus ball at the moment. It's not that many there. There you go. 29,000 on the Argus wall. Are you kidding me? Absolutely insane. Skaboo slowly building up into this center. Absolutely what he needs to do. But while he's doing this, a fire siphon coming through. He also needs to get himself siege out to break through his opponent's buildings. He's got Huskar, which are going to be completely fine as well. That's another good option. Wall getting broken down over here. Kaboo's still trying to break through. That is a lot of Fenris Wolf Brood. The problem here is that is more Arcus heroes than one needs to deal with this many Fenris Wolf Broods. What is Gaboo thinking here with this? Break through the wall, try and kill off the town center? Well, he's just going to pop through the sky badge. He's got chaos as well to lock the wolves in place. You can't even run. He's going to lose them all. These things are doing 60 damage per attack, 40 damage per second. Now the Arcus coming over here. Portable rams onto this side to take things out here. And now Gaboo has to pull back, but I mean, I just don't understand the thought process here. This just doesn't make any sense. He was making so much good ground, spamming Huskal here, but he comes in, he spots those heavy fire siphons. This is going to be a nice little snipe for him. As the Arcus are over here, picking off more of these Fenris Wolves. Ursa queued up. Look at the resources in the bank now for Gaboo, though. More rams to come through. Does manage to snipe the town center. If he can replace these Fenris Wolves with a whole bunch of Huskal now, he might be able to break through, but town center getting rebuilt. Hill fort's going down as the buildings over here under attack. Jack's base is starting to have issues at the moment. As the Huskal do manage to get on top of those Arcus here. Great catch out. All of a sudden, a huge amount of losses for Jack. He does have 23 military barracks, though, with every unit under the sun queued up. So it's not going to be the end of the world, just losing one little bit of army there. Do a quick armory check, making sure everyone's got everything. Jack doesn't even have full pierce armor at the moment. He doesn't care. As the Huskal's charging up to the Sky Passage with a Chaos there, but once that Chaos is over, clean the Sky Passage, take the town center down is an option. As the fighting's still going on in the center of the map, Jack's still trying to hold on here, but the map has been opened up. Palace is starting to come down as well for Jack. Now we see Berserker Gang on the way for Gaboo. You have to remember, he does have super Berserks in this game. He's got Forseti. He's got Bragi. And he's got Fimbulwinter. These Berserks are insane once all these techs come in, of which he has every single one of them. But the Arcus are also insane. So there's that. As the Hero Mamillos getting little bits of damage done over here. Hill fort for Gaboo. On the way in the middle of the map. The Palace also on the way for Jack. And it is so far looking like Jack is still holding here. He's getting a bigger wall up over onto this side. Look at this. He's got the double walls up. I want to see him putting pressure onto Gaboo. If he kills this town center off, all of a sudden Gaboo's in a bit of a tricky position. As Berserk's colliding in the center, more hill forts, more palaces, more everything. Why not spam? But where's the siege? Some portable rams would not go astray here. Some fire siphons would not go astray here. In fact, actually for Jack, what wouldn't be bad is a whole bunch of towers, because he's got access to guard towers as the Atlantean player. Not exactly sure what's going on over here. Excuse me. All right, we'll see if Gaboo can actually break through. Gets a Fafnir spawn against all those. There's actually not that many heroes at the moment, so it's probably not that bad. Now the palace is getting broken down. Sky passage as well to go down. The Fafnir unfortunately does get cleaned up pretty quickly there. As another palace to fall. Gaboo might be able to charge in here and take out the main town center. But, I mean, in a game like Age of Mythology, you can't really just play defense the entire time, can you? You're going to lose the map. However, there is a problem, actually. Maybe you can play defense forever. Maybe the game plan here for Jack is to simply say, I don't need as much wood as you do. I don't need as much wood as you do. Wood will run out. And then all of a sudden, Gaboo will be restricted to just food and gold units. Which means no Huskal. Which means no Thrown Axeman. Now, there is a unit here which I think Gaboo is sorely missing. The Jarl. He doesn't have any upgrades or unique upgrades for it. But very tanky against those champion Arcus. Costs food and gold. Doesn't cost wood. Probably not a terrible idea. I love the portable ram here. 90% pierce armor, stays alive forever underneath that Arcus ball. I say forever and it does die to the Arcus ball. But anyways, Jack making his little run through this little bit. He's got that wall on the back there to run towards. In fact, Jack's actually hurting on gold a little bit. If he loses his army, he's going to be in a bit of a tough position. This game is right on the edge. And now we are actually seeing those Jarls. But I don't think you go Jarls straight away. I don't think you go Jarls straight away. You've got to get those upgrades in first and foremost. And all the units falling on this side. As Gaboo's still just trying to break through. He's just losing so many units on this spammage. I mean, I think the thing is on the other side, because Jack's only gone 30 llama caravans, he's got an extra 30 military population to play with than what Gaboo has. But Gaboo's got 50 villages. So realistically, they've got equal economy. Both players got about the same amount of military units. Wait, did Gaboo lose a town center? One? He did. Gaboo lost a town center somewhere here. I didn't... Looks like it was a fire. No. I missed it completely. So did Gaboo, apparently. And Jack manages to clean up a town center there, and that forces Gaboo back. He's back in Ulf Jarl. You can't be making Ulf Jarls. I like the idea of going into Jarl here when there's no infantry, but you need to have champion legendary Jarls. You can't have great Jarls, Ulf Jarls. They need to be legendary. But I guess Gaboo can't even afford to build those just yet. The wood line is finished up. And a Titan Gate now coming through for Jack. His spidey senses are tingling. There's a little bit of wood over here, a little bit of wood over here. It's just this like wall Arcus shenanigan is doing so much work for Jack in this game. Over onto this side. Huskal trying to break through. Town center going down. The Titan Gate over here is another threat. There's no sky passage around here. And Fimbulwinter, to get dropped down, does not spot, unfortunately, does not spot the Titan Gate here. Now, I see this up the top here. I don't think Gaboo would see that. I think that's just like a graphical bug or something from having the observer, having it flipped on. But still, Gaboo trying to break in here, trying to get something to have happen. My frames per second are hurting at this point in the game because there's that many buildings and units on the screen. There's the sky passage. Falls. Iron walls is in as well. Yeah, these walls are getting pretty strong. 2,520 HP of wall here. As Gaboo is just trying to break through everything. Portable rams. You don't beat rams with Arcus. You beat rams with Murmillos. Gaboo breaks through this iron wall over here, coming over onto this position to try and take out the town center. And Jack says, not today, Sonny Jim. I'm already over here. I can also chaos you if he wants to. There he goes. Chaos the army. Slow the damage down. Gaboo has to grab the units and then right-click straight away. He does do that, but is he going to be able to finish off the town center? It's like the answer is yes, but he loses so many units for it. Over onto this side as well, trying to break through onto the front side. Does kill off the sky passage. There is a citizen here to rebuild that one, though. It's the Titan Gate slowly coming up. There's only 4 villages on it. How long is that? 220 seconds. Jack says, all I gotta do is stay alive. That's like, if I don't resign, I don't lose this game. That's what's going through Jack's head. He's got no rush. There's no like timer on his above his head that's saying, if this gets to 0, I lose the game. He goes, no. I got all the time in the world. I just don't want to lose. We get the Titan out when we get the Titan out. It's fine. On the flip side here, Gaboo has given himself just a little bit more economy. He's put the villagers back up. He's got 67. He's up to 30 villagers on food. Needs probably more like 40 villagers and to get the rest of those upgrades in. But I think the one thing that is just like the most impressive in this game thus far is while Jack is going for a very heavy Arcus ball here consistently, the ability to consistently change between Murmillo, Hontarius, and all that stuff is really, really helping him out. As we see on the back here now, though, Gaboo does say, okay, I will go for my own Titan Gate. Now, this gives Jack something to think about. Do you just go, all right, we'll put a whole bunch more villagers onto the Titan Gate, try and find where the enemy is. He does have Vortex as well, so he can teleport onto this and kill this off if he starts scouting around. He can build himself a Caladria to do that as well if he wants to. He can just get like some Caladria out, fly around. Yes, there's going to be some buildings here, but run this way, come around this way. Might be able to find it here. It's a bit of a risk, but definitely worth trying, I guess. As the hill forts in the center of the map are going down slowly but surely. Fire Siphon cleaning up the hill forts and all the other good stuff there as well. As Gaboo has to fall back. He's losing his hill fort. He's losing everything in the center. Titan Gate with all the berserks in the world on it right now. He's got 39 there, it looks like, or almost 39. 38 on the Titan Gate, which does just allow Jack to take some of this center ground here. Now, the good thing about Gaboo getting a Titan here is that Jack won't be able to just run his Arcus back through a wall, because you just chase the Arcus and walk over the wall and kill the wall, which will then allow the Huskarl to chase in after it. So, but the problem is that Jack's also going to have a Titan. So both players have a Titan, but one player's got a butt ton of heroes. Now, Gabu can make a butt ton of heroes himself as well, a whole bunch of Goaty, but they just aren't that useful, I think. There's the Berserks. Now, charging forward. The Titan out for Jack as well. As both of these Titans will be meeting in the center of the map. And straight through the Sky Passage he goes. Sky Passage gets cleaned up. Arcus Ball will start to go down here. These Berserks are strong. Chaos, however, flips the script there. That's the Titan going to be breaking down things over here. Where is the Titan of... There it is. Breaking some walls. Pulling back. A couple of Herso to come in to help out. Hero numbers are insane for Jack at the moment, but... I mean, Gabu at the moment probably thinks, if we just take this fight, we good. He gets the first hit off. In this fight, he gets 2 hits off. Jack's not paying attention. This is exactly what Gabu needs for a big, big advantage in this game. More Herso coming through. Still not paying attention here. The Herso will end up dying, and now finally Jack turns on. No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's going to lose it. Now he starts bashing away, but that's so late. Gabu's Titan sitting at 16,000 HP. Jack's Titan going to be falling here. Up and Gabu retreats. Does take 1 hit, but it looks like that's going to be fine. Jack's Titan is basically dead here. In fact, 300 HP and will end up falling. But Gabu now needs some answers for these Arcus. He needs pure Huskarl. Maybe something else as well, but he needs to run forward with the Titan, break down the walls, kill off the Sky Passage, charge in here, work together. You can't really rotate around against Uranus with a Titan because he can just pop through the Sky Passage and defend. Meanwhile, over onto this side, I'm going to break through the gates here. It takes so long for a batch of units to kill off a wall here. You need Siege or a big fat Titan. That's Gabu coming over to try and take out the Sky Passage, but the Arcus are in. One banging the Sky Passage is fantastic. Now the Arcus in hot pursuit. They are faster than the Titan. 4.3 speed versus 4.1 speed as the Berserk's managing to get over onto this position, but a couple of Murmillos are in for defense. Is this going to be enough, though? There's a lot of units over here. A Carnivora gets called in, but at this point in the game, not that helpful. And now Gabu says, if I can get over here into this Sky Passage, it's going to be great. Takes down the wall. And we've got Vortex, so it's not going to be enough. Gabu's got to retreat. He's going to lose this Titan so fast to all these Arcus. Shockwave up onto this spot as the Berserk's trying to clean up the Sky Passage there. Has he got anything going into the main base? No, not just yet. Titan now down to 5,000 HP. As the Berserks slowly getting cleaned up by the Arcus. Those Murmillos tanking nicely. The Berserks are they're really, really strong here in the main base. A cheeky little Fafnir is going to be big. Big help at the Titan getting chased down by those heroes. Will end up falling here. 1,000 HP left. He does have a tiny bit of HP regen as he's got his upgrade through his As Ruin. But after all is said and done, the Titan is down, and we are back to square one here as the battle, the fatigue setting in this ridiculous battle of endurance continues along. Flaming Weapons gets dropped, Chaos gets dropped, but Flaming Weapons last 30 seconds. The Ark is going to be retreating back through the Sky Passage to come and defend here. And you just gotta ask this little flag, man, this is insane. Wood right now is 287 gold a purchase. There's no wood lines left for Gaboo in this game. He can make Hersa. He can make Jarl. He can make Berserk. He can make Herdman. He can make Troll. He can make Battle Boar. He can make Fenris Wolf. That's about it. He can make a lot of Siege. But he has to pay for it. He does have infinite gold with that 60 gold in the trade route. He's got a lot of gold in the bank, but it hurts. It hurts buying that wood at this point. And some Huskarls coming up onto the top here. We'll clean up the Sky Passage first. There's a portable ram coming through. We'll, just got to actually click on the wall though. Not paying attention onto that side. Now he does. Should be able to break this down relatively quickly. Jack still managing to hold all over the place. The Hersa spammage coming through. You're going to see a lot of myth unit spawns. Does Jack have the favor? Yes, he does. Does Jack have the favor to make those heroes at the moment? The answer is definitely yes. An Einari spawn to come through. It's pure Hersa spam. I think Berserks is probably the best call here for Gaboo. He's not able to spam these units out fast enough. He is slowly losing a grip on this game. That's a cheeky little tower coming up. A cheeky little tower from Gaboo. He's finally snuck through. You can get enough of those up. I mean, maybe a little cheeky barracks wouldn't have gone astray here. A couple of barracks first and then spam the Berserks. And behind Jack here, getting him caught out of position and getting a kill. But it looks like this does get spotted. Hero Momillo's coming in. You just get so much value from these heroes. At this point, like you go, man, Muranos army's so expensive. But then you go, yeah, but if I convert it, then I'm getting HP regen. And that pays for itself. It just pays for itself. Gaboo struggling for resources at the moment. Berserk's now queued up. Still trying to break through the middle. Another Einari spawn. It's a big, big help here. There will be access to another flaming weapon soon, maybe. The Einari helps out so much. That's such a big spawn. Rock Giant, not so much, but the Einari, if you keep that one alive and you just keep on using that special, it's huge. Meanwhile, over onto this side, Jack is attempting a little sneaky. Couple of idle fire siphons, plus what's in the thing? Nothing. He's going to break down these walls. And yeah, if you can lock this trade off, I think he might be able to find a win here. But Gaboo also just needs to walk over here and lock this trade off. Or walk through here and lock this off. And then all of a sudden, Jack, while he does have 7,000 gold in the bank, will also eventually lose here. See a couple of Hersa. They do notice this. Coming up to try and put a stop to this little attack, but with a Sky Passage in, Jack can almost just say, no worries, I'll just go over there, immediately deal with this and just keep pushing. These are Orichalcum walls. Look at them. They got 3,120 HP. Compare that over to here to this 1,500 HP. They got double the HP of the Norse wall. That being said, the Norse player can easily put up multi-layer walls. So you could effectively have double walls as well. It's a lot easier than the Atlantean player has it. But this looks like if Jack continues this way, Gaboo will end up losing this game. He has to defend this. And the Murmilla is now going after the market. Fire Siphon in. And that market goes down. The next market also going to be falling. Gaboo needs to send all of his army up to the top here and deal with this, which will then give Jack the ability to move through the center of the map if need be. Meanwhile, the portable Ram's cleaning everything up over onto this side as well. I love this little wall here with the sky passage behind it. It's going to be a big, big help. And so far, Jack just needs to defend 33 villages right now for Gaboo, though. Gaboo says, I don't need no nothing in this game. I don't need no economy, just pure military. With 33 villages and 60 trade caravans, staying at full pop, that's tough. That's a big ask. The Fimbulwinter, if it spawns well, you can clean up a lot of trade caravans. But Jack at the moment, I mean, he's got so much. He still has wood left. Can you believe he's still got wood left? Obviously, he hasn't been spamming anything. Like, he hasn't even been buying Arcus. He's just none of his Arcus are dying. None of his Arcus are dying at all. Oh, and now he comes down to the bottom side and he says, "Hello there, sailor. The markets must die. Your trade route must be put to rest here." And I think with this attack, what else can Gaboo do? Jack has got all the control. He's got all of his base defended with walls. He's putting a sky passage up here to add insult to injury. The trade route dying. Gaboo's got 3,500 gold in the bank at the moment, but he's got 70 population. I think he is sitting here going, what the hell just happened in this game? How did I lose this? Sometimes an hour-long game, you need to just sit there and just go, what the actual just happened? As Jack takes the hour-long victory with Uranus against the powerhouse Loki. I'm sure you're as exhausted as they are at this point, just watching. What an insane game. I don't know what else to say, but well played to Jack. Well played to Gaboo. Some post-game stats for your viewing pleasure. 1 hour long. Are you kidding me? 1 hour long. Statistics. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of favor. Largest army, 367. Excuse me? That doesn't look correct, but 1,883 units killed to 1,022. The difference maker in the endurance game is that. All resources collected through the stratosphere for the Loki. But it doesn't matter because the Uranus is just in such a... It just was not losing units. Let's take a look at the civilian unit count and see if this tells a story. You can see that Gaboo is in front for the majority of it in terms of villages. Jack does take over in the end as Gaboo sort of cuts everything for a while there, but what a game. If you guys enjoyed it, Make sure you hit the follow button, subscribe button, and all the other good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.